Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be pushing Najia to Prestige 2. You guys are going to have to bear with me the pronunciation of this brawler, but we're playing with Train and Daz. I'll put both the links in the description below. Train is doing a subathon right now, so yeah, you guys as well, if you want to talk to me, like I'm always in his stream. Anyways, yeah, Najia just seems like a really strong brawler, but I'm going to be going through her best builds, whether she's going to be good or not, and just everything like that. So also, like, a hot topic, I think tomorrow's video I'm going to be doing like a video about like how good prestiges are, you know, if it's good for Brawl Stars, etc. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Any talking points for that, I'd really appreciate it. So Najia is a very interesting brawler, guys, because she has some insane range. She got 6 buffs yesterday, even before her release, and I was under the impression that Najia was actually still going to be a pretty decent brawler in the game, and they still opted to buff her 6 times. I mean, the 6th buff, we can't really see too much right now because it is with a hypercharge rate, but she just feels really strong. So the build that I'm using right now, we'll probably just fly through these games as quickly as possible. We're about 5 games away from Prestige 2. But the build that I'm using right now, as you can see, is Venomous. So this gives you an extra 200 damage if the target's at 100% health. And then Poison Puddles. This is, I mean, the star powers are both pretty decent. But in terms of the gadget, the Poison one it definitely feels a lot better. It can be very annoying, especially when you poison multiple people. So let's jump into the next game. Guys, jump into the next game then. So matchmaking was a little bit bugged there. But like I said, so let's talk about the gadgets first and foremost. So the gadgets with Najia, you got one that like turns you into a vase, which is kind of like Charlie's cocoon when you think about it, but it also knocks back people when they're close. So I don't really like this gadget too much. I thought maybe it might be useful, you know, against aggressive brawlers. I mean, it can be, but I just don't really see the benefit of it. But this poison one is very strong because you can actually pair it with your super as well that also poisons. So I think you've got some like good, I think I should be able to score here, maybe. Actually, no, just got knocked back for over. Anyways, let's talk about also the main attack with Najia. So with Najia, if you see here, if you just aim your attack, the attack will also just like bend, even if you don't aim it. So I guess that's a good thing, but maybe a bit too strong. I thought this would be one of the most skillful brawlers in the game, and it still probably is, right? Because you always have to think about how you're aiming your attack right. But I think auto-aim has been pretty strong with this brawler to begin with. Look at the amount of damage from my super, by the way. The super just absolutely shreds through people. So that's the second game. Let's jump into another. All right, guys, jumping into the next game then. So we just actually lost a game there, but that was actually perfect because I was going to have to do more games after Prestige 2 because we're just flying for everybody. So yeah, in terms of Najia, her super seems pretty good. It takes a little while to get her super, which is great because her super feels really strong. It's the fact it deals so much damage, and the fact that you can throw over walls as well. So it just reminds me of like a Byron, right? Like you can throw this super over walls and deal some insane damage. So you see here, like I'm just going to throw this on the ball. It's going to delete him. And again, like I'm just going to try and kill this Jackie, and it's just going to delete her. So in terms of like her attack, honestly, I'm finding it pretty difficult against good players. This is why I want to reserve my complete and utter judgment in ranked, but I still feel at the same time, the more I'm playing her, she's just ripping for everybody. Like Brawl should not be a good game mode for her. She's a ranged brawler with no like knockback or any way to counter the balls and BBs, but I'm still finding her right. As long as I'm pairing her, you can see here I'm pairing her with a Primo and M's, you know, these types of tank counters. I can just rain damage from afar, and there's nothing that these guys can do. I mean, this might be a little bit harder with a hypercharged ball, so I've got to be a little bit careful here. So yeah, I'm kind of alternating between, I mean, I'm finding like the sweet spot. I mean, auto-aim shouldn't be something you always rely on, but honestly, I'm finding so many times that auto-aim is just really easy to hit. So why would I not just utilize the auto-aim? You get what I mean? I mean, against like bad players especially as well. I mean, I think it will take a bit of a skill, cap to fully learn her, and especially against good players. I feel like in the complete open, you can juke out. Like, it feels like amazing in that sense. Like, you can juke out the attacks, but when there's so much going on in a normal 3 vs 3 game, it's actually quite hard to deal with her. So let's jump into the next one. Next game then. So I need to switch over star power after this game, but let's just talk about this star power that I've been using. So honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by both star powers. So this star power, it gives you extra damage when they are full health. It's on their percentage health, right? But I'm not really noticing the biggest difference. I'm guessing the more damage, the more supercharge. That's normally how it works. So I guess it's kind of helping that department. But I guess, especially I'm in Brawl and I'm constantly facing BBs and Primos, etc. Bulls. There's a lot of health, so I'm guessing I'm getting more value there. And I think the other star power will be better against brawlers that are a bit squishier. So probably on the game modes where she should be better on. Knockout, bounty, you know, of her long range. When she's killing those squishy brawlers, I think that star power will be better. So yeah, we just ran through that game. Next one. Jumping into the next game then, so let's test out the other star power. So the other star power, if you guys didn't know, when you kill somebody that is poisoned, I mean, you don't have to get the finishing kill. Just when they get killed, when poisoned, they spawn a little snake like that, which is going to be, I just know for a fact, very toxic on knockout and bounty. You think of brawlers that are good there, you know, the single shot brawlers, it's going to be really annoying to having to deal with those snakes consistently. It's definitely going to be an annoying feature. So I'm going to throw this onto the BB here. Try and get as much damage as possible. And yeah, 2 people are poisoned here. Just going to get more poison clouds. There we go. Another super as well. I mean, you just want to throw the super directly on people, like anyone. And just make sure it explodes so you get more supercharge from it. Okay, I knew I weren't going to be able to score against the BB, but may as well try. I knew I wouldn't die even if I went for that. So got to be careful here. Both of them are pushing in, but my teammates look to have this covered. There we go. So yeah, I've been using the this star power a bit more just because it sounds better. But again, I'm not really finding complete value out of both of these. So let's just throw my super onto the pool here. That's going to get a lot of damage. You can just see how I'm cycling through supers a lot here. But I get pressured like crazy as well. But I don't think they realize. I mean, she's a damage dealer. You think she's a sharpshooter, but she's actually an insane damage dealer. So another win here. Let's see how many games we're away because we lost a win streak. Okay, for about 3-4 games away. Let's jump into it. Put it into the next game then. So I'm trying to think of like other things I can tell you guys in terms of like cool tech. Again, it will just take a long while to get used to it. I think this is another brawler, just kind of like Glober, but quite a few of the high skill brawlers. It's going to take a lot longer for people to realize her true potential, just because again, like, she got some insane poison damage. I think that was one thing that a couple of pros, especially Semantic, was really scared about, was the poison damage with this brawler, and they actually buffed it even more. So again, pretty crazy. This gadget I really like because people don't realize what it does. Like, well, the thing is, with the poison clouds, you've got to keep moving. You got to keep moving or else you're going to get poisoned, right? But then if you move even more, it just gives you more poison range. Anyway, let's talk about that. Next game. So as I was saying with that gadget, you can't stay in the same spot or else you'll stay poisoned. But if you continue moving whilst you're gadgeted, it's a poison for 4 seconds, those puddles. It's just giving you more area denial. So it's a really strong gadget when you think about it, right? I didn't actually think at first when I playtested Najia that this gadget was going to be any good. I was like, okay, that's just underwhelming. But it's such a strong gadget with a click of a button when you think about it. It gives you so much pressure and so much control. And it gives you some supercharge as well. It poisons enemy. Any type of poison is a very strong mechanic. So let's just use this attack here to throw this onto Rico. That's going to get the kill onto him. I hope my super... Oh, did I score back too soon? I was trying to get more supercharge right back there. Okay, we're about 2 games away here. So let's try and lock in for the final period here. You can see the aim onto the Rico. Okay. I mean, like I said, you can aim it as well. Like I was doing there. Ah, what am I doing there? No. I was trying to show you guys how to aim it. I thought he was going to die by the poison. But you can fully aim it, but I'm finding it's actually tougher to hit people when you fully aim it. I don't know. I like it. I like flicking it, if that makes sense. Like, you flick the attack and then you flick it again. That's how I'm finding the most success. So like here, I'm not actually using the aim. I'm just using my eyes. But if you want to use the aim, you see here, I don't know. It just ends up being really weird for me. I don't know if that's just me or maybe skill issue on my end. See, I mean, we can walk this in. Nice goal here. And now we're only like 1 game away. Let's take a look. There we go. All right, final game. Let's just lock in for this final game and give you guys my end result. So finally, the final game, where am I going to put Najia in the tier list? I'm going to put her in the S tier. Absolutely. I know it's boring. I know it's a new brawler, and it's very rare that a new brawler isn't this strong. But I think a lot of people thought that Najia would be an S tier brawler in the meta before these buffs, and then they buffed it even more. So it's just another case of probably like randoms finding it too hard to play her, but in reality, she's very, very strong. I mean, they were probably scared of what most people would have thought about her, right? Super high skill, hard to hit brawler, and they buffed her 5 times. Crazy, crazy. So again, I can just throw this super onto any of them. It's just going to get some insane pressure, insane damage. I mean, I didn't even hit any of them there. I should have probably aimed that a bit better. But we should be able to kill the Mortis there. I'm going to click gadget for some extra damage. This snake's going to roll on in. And you can just see here, like, I'm just running in and smashing auto aim, and I'm hitting so many attacks. So yeah, Najia is going to be an S tier Brawl in the meta, absolutely. I think she was very, very fun. I'm yet to see the animation, but a lot of people are saying that the animation is super, super cool with her. So yeah, really, really goated. I might push her to Prestige 3, I don't know. But I've had a ton of fun with her. At the same time, I'm a little bit disappointed in terms of how easy auto aim was to hit. I mean, maybe it's a lot harder against pros, but I was just finding, I was just playing, like I was watching Train stream whilst playing, and I was just hardly trying because I was just clicking auto aim with her a lot. So Prestige 2 Najia, love to see it. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.